Record to the cloud.
All right, it says we're recording.
Awesome.
Michael and Mariah Brown here, along with the HeatDreamTribe on our Friday morning call.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Aloha Friday.
We're really excited to be hosting Miss Kate Fox today. She's going to be facilitating and also sharing with us her experience, which, you know, Kate, I've heard your story twice up at the regionals up on stage, and both times it felt to me like it was the highlight of the whole regional. Just really powerful and pure and productive and loving. So who better to do this?
Let's see it, superstar Kate Fox.
I'm gonna
highlight.
I'm gonna put you on the main screen. Go ahead and unmute.
All right. Well, good morning and happy Valentine's Day. And I just thought that it would be super appropriate, being Valentine's Day, to talk about love, which is sort of, you know, the underlying driving force, I feel like, of all that we're doing here. And I love when Chris Cotton says that we are the love team. We're the love tribe. Like, that's where our energy comes from. And that's really why I'm here. That's why when I heard about Juice Plus, it just made sense. It was because I felt the love of that. And so I was on prophylactic antibiotics for a really long time as a kid growing up, 14 years. And I had some kidney issues in my 20s, and I was on antibiotics a bunch, kidney infections. And so I started a healing journey in my mid-20s. I was like, I can't drink or eat sugar anymore because my body can't handle it. And that was the beginning of my healing through whole foods journey. And it was a long journey. You know, I did a lot of cleansing and a lot of diets and a lot of cutting things out, but I was committed to it and made a lot of headway and really healed my kidney in a lot of ways. But as you can imagine, after so many years of antibiotics, my microbiome was pretty shaken. It was pretty rocked, you know. I started to notice lots of signs of candida, and knowing how to do cleanses and diets, I went on the candida diet for a really long time, for about 3.5 years. So a year ago, last November, I learned about Juice Plus, and it just made sense to me at the time. What I noticed right away was that my skin started to clear up. People were like, whoa, you're glowing. Like, why are you glowing? And I'm like, the only thing I'm doing different is I'm taking this Juice Plus. And that was really like only a few days in, and I had been shredding as well. And also some depression that I'd been experiencing went away really fast. But what I didn't expect was that about 6 months in, I was cherry picking with my daughter, and I hadn't been able to eat fruit in like 3 years. And I started eating these cherries. I don't know why. And I just kept eating them and gorging on cherries. And I had no adverse effects. So I started to add things in my diet that I hadn't had in over 3.5 years, which basically to me said that over the course of that 6 months, the Juice Plus had balanced out my microbiome in a way that maybe had never been balanced out in my entire lifetime. It's hard to know. And I ate a lot of fruit that summer. I ate a peach in Mariah's kitchen, and I cried because I hadn't had a peach in like 3 years, and I love peaches. And I even ate a piece of pizza when I went back to the East Coast that summer, and I had no adverse effects, which is amazing and miraculous. So about 1.5 years ago, I was living in Medford, and I was sort of depressed. I was in the middle of a court case that I never really expected to be in. And I was asking a lot of questions at the time, questions about like what my purpose is, like how can I do some work that is fulfilling, that I enjoy, that I love? How can I be of service in the world? So what's my purpose, you know? And also, how can I heal my body, and where is my community? Like that was the biggest question that I kept having. And just reaching out to the universe, just like asking, like, where's my community? Just really calling it in. And so a year ago, last November, I randomly got invited to, well, I didn't even really get invited. I was going to be the babysitter at Michael and Mariah's soup swap at their house. And then when I learned it was a soup swap, I was like, can I swap soup too? And they were like, you should just come. So I went, and I was sitting on the couch listening to Mariah and Nikki talk about Juice Plus and talk about this community. And I looked up, and the moon was just shining in the window on me. And what I felt from these two women was empowerment and radiance. Like their eyes sparkled and their skin glows, and love. And that's really, for me, that was the biggest piece. Was I just felt so much love in that room. And I was like, I don't care what this is. I want to be a part of it. And maybe, just maybe, this is the answer to all of the questions I've been having about my health, about what I'm going to do, what my purpose, and also about my community. And so I jumped right in. And the community piece was, for me, right away, the biggest piece. And I said some of my depression went away like really shortly after starting the Juice Plus, but I think that was because of the product, but also because all of a sudden I was surrounded by these just like empowered, amazing, beautiful people like Mariah and Michael and Denise, who just like open arms pulled me in. And that is like priceless. So it gave me this community. It gave me a business opportunity. It gave me things in my body that were making me feel better. And that gave me the ability to believe and to begin like this also is this amazing personal development journey. And so in my own personal development, like belief is everything, right? Like we cannot achieve anything if we don't have the belief behind it. And so it allowed me to believe things that I've never believed before. And just like planting those seeds is everything, because you can't achieve anything if you don't believe it, right? If it doesn't even like come into your mind space. So, you know, the big thing that I like to talk about is that I have moved 8 times since Madeline was born. She's 7 now. And this last time that we moved is into our own house, and we don't have to move anymore. And I honestly believe that, I mean, a huge piece of that is, of course, the support of my amazing parents who are here, and their belief in me, and also my belief that this could be something that was real, that created that. So yeah, I feel like all of it started with feeling the love coming from Mariah and Nikki, and knowing that I wanted to like step into that and be in that. And I get emotional, you know, because it's like been life altering. And when I have hard moments now, I don't feel isolated. I have people that I can call and remind me who I am and remind me of my path. And it's like the best thing in the whole world, right? So combine that with this amazing plant powders, these amazing healing products that have like incredible results and longevity. Like for me, I used to feel so bummed because I'm a surfer. I want to go to the ocean. I want to live by the coast. And there's a little bit of time that I can't live right by the coast. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be out of my prime when I get there. But meeting Chris Cotton, who's just learned how to surf, and he's 70 now, and he's like, I'm going to be surfing when I'm 90. And I'm like, whoa, like my idea of longevity and health and wellness through the community, through the business, and through this product has blown my mind. And I no longer believe what I used to believe about time. And about longevity. So we have this amazing product that, like, yes, I now believe that I will be surfing when I'm 90 because of this. And then we have this amazing business opportunity. And so I just want to open this up a little bit to open discussion. And I want to know what do you all love about this business? Because there's a lot to love about it. It might seem like a simple question, but what do you love about Juice Plus business?
I'm going to take you off of, I want to answer too, but I'm sure someone else does. And I have loud kids in the background. But I want to turn you off of Spotlight. Wait 1 second. Right, I think we should be good. Does anyone want to raise their hand first? Denise, I see you, and I want to go too, but go ahead.
Sure, I'll go real quick. Well, for me, what I love about this business is that it gave me a lot of hope where I didn't really have much. I was running a restaurant and really struggling to find time with my family, any time with my family, and working all the time. And I started this business alongside with my restaurant, and it allowed me to have an income that I could step away from the restaurant and continue to do my part in my family to support my family, and just give me the hope of an awesome community and my health. My health had been really bad, and all of that came back to me. It really shifted and changed my life. And that's what I love about it.
Thanks, Denise. Anybody else want to share? I know Mariah did. Oh yeah, Bonnie, please. Let's see. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
I was thinking how could I condense it? And what I've come up with, it just gives me something really positive to focus on in all aspects. So I got tears in my eyes.
Me too. Aw. Thanks for sharing that.
I was going to say too, I thought it was very positive. It's a very positive, all that it's done for you, Kate, is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I need positive around me too. So.
I want to share.
Please.
I mean, there's so many different layers to this because it's taken on different roles in my life over the years. You know, of course, I'm grateful for the time flexibility that it's offered so that I can be present with my kids. And, you know, it sounds strange, but to be there when my son broke his arm and my daughter had her bloody nose, and to be there every day to pick them up from school and drop them off, and to be able to own my own time, pick when we do family weekends away and family trips. I'm grateful that it's, as a healthcare provider, I've still been given the opportunity to really impact people's lives from a health perspective, but doing it kind of in an entrepreneurial way where I'm not clocking in and clocking out, and I get the opportunity to offer them up a financial livelihood. You know, if I'm there seeing a patient as a provider and they can't afford something I'm suggesting, my hands are tied. Whereas with this, I can suggest something that's foundationally beneficial for everyone. There's no person that is going to have a contraindication to more plants. And if they so choose, they can also use it as a vehicle to generate additional income themselves. And I always go back to, I've been taught that an extra $500 income a month can keep people out of bankruptcy, can keep families out of divorce. And sometimes we think, oh, $500, that's not that much. But we have a lot of people in our organization that earn an extra $500, and it's really significant for them. There's a plus and a minus to working from home. You know, it's taught me boundaries. And it's helped me grow into a new and different kind of leader that learns to relinquish control. Because although I love owning a business, with this, each franchise owner in our organization owns their own. And hopefully they utilize the system as much as possible, and they do it with their own style and their own finesse and their own culture. And I just get to be there to be the keeper. I always have this vision of I'm just the keeper of their dreams. I just get to hold it tight and hopefully be there to remind them occasionally. And then what really came to life recently is I miss at times seeing patients in a clinic in the community that I live one-on-one. And so I've explored the possibility with a couple different practices, actually a number of them. And every time it just comes down to, I feel so boxed in. They're setting all these stipulations around when I work and when I don't work, and not allowing me vacation time and being on call and dictating how I'm going to practice. And I just keep going, no, I am not the type of person that can be put in a box. And so when I'm given that contrast, I'm even more grateful for this, because I know that it can be as big as I dream it to be, as long as my calendar shows the activity, which is simply talking to people, and my mindset matches the success I'm trying to reach. And there's no one out there that can put me in a box. It's really based on my mindset and my calendar. So it's been a fun journey.
Thanks, Mariah. Bless you, my fox in the background. Michael, would you like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's interesting, when I first started 14 years ago, you know, Mariah brought this in as a potential answer to kind of some of my unhealthy habits, training, bodybuilding to Ironman. And so there was that kind of first layer, aha, of like eyes opening, mind opening to what a healthy lifestyle could really look like. And then the next layer down was not just athletic performance, but specifically human performance. As I heard my wife say, there's no way I'm going to take a prenatal. I'm going to use food. A prenatal is there replacing replacing for the food that you're not eating, but Juice Plus is food. And so all of a sudden there was like, wow, right. So it's not just about how it impacted me athletically, but now impacting my wife being able to make the healthiest babies that we can make together. And then the next layer down is, you know, wait a minute, it's safe to take while breastfeeding. Wait a minute, it's safe to take for our kids to eat it, for our kids to chew the capsules. And it's like, wow, so there's all these different layers. But the piece for me that, and then the layers for the business side were, yes, it'd be fun to make a couple extra this, that, the other thing. But then when life handed us obstacles that we were not ready to face, and all of a sudden we were left with, I have no clue where to even start. I have no clue where to look. I don't know which way is up or down. And all of a sudden we have this ingrained community support of people who right away we can pick up the phone, kind of like what you were referring to, Kate. We can pick up the phone and say, I am down, face flat, bloody, kicked and marred, and I don't even know where to go. Life just knocked us down in a huge way, and we don't even know which way to step, if we can even pick our foot up. And we have incredible upline, we have incredible sideline and support, and really it's this incredible culture and community. We say this is a personal growth and development program cleverly disguised as a business. But what I've realized is this is a love bubble founded in authenticity, vulnerability, and love, cleverly disguised as a company. And that's really what it is. This is a community, this is a culture. And the heart of this culture and community that we exist in is love, acceptance, belief. Okay. And so when life kicked us down and we were down, it was the belief that others had in us that allowed us to take steps. When I lost my job a year ago, and all of a sudden 6 figures were gone from our paycheck, it was, and I was in a really dark place, disconnected from myself, disconnected from a lot. And it was the continual support and love from upline, and also the continual giving to my team that nurtured and fed me in a huge way. And so I'm forever grateful for this culture, for this community, for this nutritional program that's feeding our body and our cells, for the community that's feeding our mind and our spirit. And I'm forever grateful for you for bringing this up, Kate, and Mariah for continually believing in me. So lots of love to everybody. Back to you, Kate.
Thank you so much, Michael. I love everything you said. And I love what you said about the company, as being part of this love bubble, right? It's like, I don't know where else we could go and find a company that cares so much about its workers, that it's going to offer what it offers to us as being a part of this culture, and listens to what, people out in the streets like have to say about the changes they want to make within the company. It's like, everybody has a voice, and it's all, it's like what Jay Martin says. He doesn't want this to be the best company in the world, but the best company for the world. And like, to me, that's just based in love, right? It's like this group of people that come together that hold this vision for people to be living in like their most healthy lives, their best lives, like starting with their health, but maybe moving on to their wellness and improving their life financially as well. It's like, that is really big stuff. And you can look at it, people can look at it one way and it's like, oh, it's just a job, it's just a business, it's just a company, but it's not. It's like, this is something, a means for people to improve their lives in big ways. And to me, that is like love. Like, that's all based in love, right? So my last question, because I know we're running out of time really soon, but this is a journey, right? It's like an ever evolving path. And so while we're on this journey with each other in this business and in this company, how can we love ourselves in the moments that aren't always easy? How can we give ourselves love, and how can we give our team love and our sideline love and our prospects, and just like holding that unconditional love space for everyone as we're all evolving on this journey.
I have an answer.
Yes.
As the bumper stickers read in Hawaii, the answer is love. And love isn't always fluffy. Love isn't always gentle. Love can also be intense, and love can be powerful. And what I know is that the greatest transformations that we've bared witness to and held space for are the ones where we have those hard conversations that are totally bathed in love, loving somebody to the point where we help them crack through their cocoon and find their own strength. And so in order to my feeling, my approach is in order to find out how to love somebody to that level, first it's important to find out the type of light that they shine. And so by first acknowledging and helping to bring out the light that they shine, and then when their light begins to grow a little bit darker or they get distracted, to hold that light up as a mirror to remind them of who they are and what they're doing here on the planet.
That's so beautiful. I love it.
I want to share.
Yeah.
I think the first thing that comes to me, particularly in this specific business model, is patience with people and meeting them where they're at. I remember a phase in this franchise where I felt like I had to babysit people. And that feels so judgmental to say right now. And what I realize is it's really just simply about loving people exactly where they're at and acknowledging that every person plays their role, exactly what that role is. So if someone is simply saying, yes, I want to treat my body to adding encapsulated plants, and that's all that I ever want to do, awesome. Meeting them where they're at with patience and love and accepting them for the role that they're playing in their own journey, as well as the collaborative journey. And then if someone wants to, earn $20,000 a month and make it to presidential national marketing director, and they're showing the pace and the activity, loving them where they are there, because they're also playing a different role in the midst of this whole organization, and being patient with the way in which they're navigating their own human existence. And we're all perfectly imperfect when we all do it our own ways. And so I think that's the biggest one for me, has been the journey of just simply loving people where they're at and accepting them for exactly what they bring.
Thanks, Mariah. Denise.
I'll add to that. Having been a boss in a restaurant, in many things in my life, but in a position where you trade somebody a paycheck for the work that they show up to do, and you set the expectations of what that is. This is just a much more fun way to lead people to what it is that they truly desire in their own life, in their own heart, to nurture that out. I often tried to do that in a traditional work setting, and it definitely was nice to come across as a boss like that. But this way I don't have to be a boss. I just get to inspire and really listen to people. And so in that space, Mariah, where you were saying you just get to love people where they're at, I just get to listen to what their needs are and to remind them of what it is that they were looking for, and to, like Michael said, kind of shine that mirror back at them when they're feeling a little low with their light. And it is a much more wonderful place to lead from than to have the expectation that somebody will show up and do something, whether they want to or not, and then you give them a paycheck for it. This is just a much more enlightening way to help people into becoming their greatest self. And that is a really fun thing to do. And their greatest self might not be my vision of what that is. And that's a really great growth opportunity for me too, is to figure out how to shed my expectations of what somebody is, or what I have in terms of an expectation of them, and instead allow them to grow into their own person without me putting my expectations on anybody. And that's a very freeing thought and freeing feeling, and removes that feeling of needing to be a babysitter and make sure that people are showing up to do their job. Instead, I'm just getting to enlighten them to show up for their best life. And I love that.
I think for me, I guess to be maybe to love myself. How can I give ourselves love? To be honest and open to what may come my way. And that might be new thinking or new ideas like I'm hearing here. And be ready to try new things. You know, that's for me. I'm just thinking of, I'm a learner. And
Awesome.
I'm a good listener too.
Thanks, Denise. Thanks, Mom, Marianne. I know we're right at 9:32, so I don't know, Bonnie, if you feel like sharing on this. Muted.
Yep, I had one thing come up from our, we have like an intuitive study group, and one of the comments was that it could be a service of mine to process grief in such a way that others could resonate with it and be relieved. So that's kind of where I'm at, because there's a, you know, it's like a reservoir that can be utilized in a valuable way. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate having the opportunity for people who understand and, you know, could appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's big space to hold too. Thank you.
You know, there's a part of us that, you know, we don't open that window, but it does have value in appropriate ways. So that's what I'm learning.
Yeah, and to move through stuff so you can let it go, right? And then be free.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always there, but when it is, I have to acknowledge it, because it can be helpful to others as well as myself. So,
definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's so important. I mean, I think that it's so important to be able to witness ourselves in all of our different many seasons of our lives and moments of our lives, which can be changed rapidly. And for me, my answer to my own question right now is really, and my kind of affirmation for today, Valentine's Day, is all about self-love. Because when I love myself and I am like, I begin to radiate, and that's where it all sources from. And then I can shine that out to everybody else. And so for me, kind of my affirmation today is just that I open my heart to myself and I love myself. And in that way, I love my team and I love my work and I love Juice Plus and I love all of you. So happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, That was awesome, Kate. You're incredible. That was awesome, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up, being present. Be present today. Bring in the love, shine the love, and we'll see everybody later.
Michael,
Happy
will you
Valentine's
stop
Day.
recording?
Yes.
Awesome.